Look, oil is now at a level that it was, I think it's even lower on a barrel basis than it was before we started. We've gotten concessions. Now, they have to hold those concessions, but there'll be no nuclear weapon. We're going to be getting the, as I call it, dust, the enriched material, nuclear dust, I call it. Seems to have taken off, but it's enriched material. We're getting it. We're getting it. I went in for one reason, very strongly, that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I'm not looking for regime change, although this is regime change. The first regime is gone. The second regime is gone. And I think the third regime is more reasonable, but we'll find out. But we've destroyed their, as you know, completely destroyed 150. They had 159 ships. Every single ship is at the bottom of the sea. We've completely destroyed. They don't have one airplane. They don't have radar. You know, one of the reasons we kept the oil down, because a lot of people said, Kevin, and a lot of people were saying that oil could go to $300, $350 a barrel. But one of the reasons that prediction wasn't right is we were taking out on average of 10, but sometimes less, sometimes more. 3 weeks ago, we had a night, 22 ships came out of the Strait, and the famous Strait of Hormuz, nobody ever heard of, but that is some big money machine, I'll tell you what. When you look at the numbers, Michael, that makes everything look small. No, wait. And we took out so much oil that people didn't know, and it was only took a month and a half. They finally found out they had no radar because their radar was destroyed. So we took them out late at night with no lights, with no nothing. And our great Navy, which did the greatest blockade anyone's ever seen, not one ship got through in 2 months. And we then freed up the blockade because we're close to maybe making a deal. I don't know. We'll make either. Look, we're going to win one way or the other. We're either going to make a deal or we're going to finish the job, okay? And it won't be tough to finish the job. I'd rather make a deal because I don't want to affect 91 million people. We can knock down their bridges in 1 hour. We can knock out their energy supply, all of those big plants that they built, big, beautiful, modern plants. They had a lot of money. They don't have any money now. We haven't given them any money. But we can knock out their electricity and power generating plants in, I would say, a small part of an afternoon. Every plant will be gone. And they know that. They know that. Our rise to being the world's strongest and most powerful nation was no accident of history. We rebuilt our military in my first term. We used it a little bit in our, well, actually I should say third term, but I won't do that because I don't want any controversy. But we use it and we've had tremendous success. You look at Venezuela, you look at Iran, we wiped out their military. To its right, the banner that flew atop our flagship after America's Navy sank the Spanish fleet to the bottom of the Manila Bay, one of the greatest naval victories in history. Much like our recent victory by sinking the entire Iranian Navy, 159 ships to the bottom of the sea, all done in just a moment's time.
Ya, bagaimana suasana dan juga informasi terkini dari pemakaman Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, pemirsa? Informasinya akan kami hadirkan, termasuk diskusinya usai jeda di Sindo Prime. Ya, proses pemakaman mantan pemimpin tertinggi Iran, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, berlangsung hingga 9 Juli mendatang. Jenazah Khamenei beserta sejumlah anggota keluarganya yang gugur diusung di atas sebuah kendaraan khusus menuju ke tempat peristirahatan terakhir.
Lautan rakyat Iran berkumpul untuk mengiringi kepergian mantan pemimpin tertinggi mereka, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Dalam proses pemakaman Khamenei, pemerintah Iran menyediakan kendaraan khusus untuk mengangkut jenazah Khamenei dan sejumlah anggota keluarganya yang gugur akibat serangan gabungan Amerika Serikat dan Israel akhir Februari lalu menuju ke tempat peristirahatan terakhir. Kendaraan ini menyimpan sejumlah detail unik dan syarat akan simbolisme religius politik yang mendalam. Kendaraan yang digunakan dalam prosesi ini bukanlah mobil jenazah konvensional, melainkan sebuah truk yang dimodifikasi secara khusus. Truk truk dihiasi dengan ornamen besi tempa yang dirancang khusus menyerupai desain kisi-kisi logam pada makam suci Imam Reza di Mashhad, salah satu situs paling sakral dalam kelompok Syiah. Penggunaan simbolisme ini menegaskan status religius tinggi yang melekat pada mendiang selama hidup Khomeini. Sisi-sisi serta dek kendaraan sengaja dibuat terbuka agar jutaan pelayat yang memadati rute pemakaman dapat melihat langsung peti jenazah sang pemimpin dari jarak jauh sebagai bentuk penghormatan terakhir. Kendaraan ini nantinya akan menempuh perjalanan yang memakan waktu antara 10 hingga 12 jam. Kendaraan akan bergerak perlahan di tengah lautan rakyat dari Kompleks Mushola Agung di pusat kota menuju Bandara Internasional Mer Abad untuk prosesi lanjutan.
Pasukan teroris Israel melempar granat kepada warga sipil Palestina yang tengah berada di dalam mobil. Aksi keji tentara Zionis Israel. Sambil menodongkan senjata, pasukan penjajah Israel kita bisa lihat mendekati mobil warga Palestina yang tengah berhenti lalu ditutup. Astagfirullah. Ya, tentara IDF ini kemudian melemparkan granat ke dalam mobil warga Palestina, padahal warga Palestina berada di dalam mobil di kamp pengungsi Kalandia, Yerusalem. Dilempar granat ke dalam mobil. Tidak cukup melempar granat, pasukan Bengis ini kemudian menutup pintu mobil warga Palestina agar granat itu meledak di dalam mobil. Belum diketahui bagaimana kondisi terkini korban pelemparan granat oleh tentara Zionis. Ya, semoga membuka mata dunia ya pemirsa. Sementara itu wilayah sensitif di Beaufort, Lebanon Selatan kembali diambil alih militer Israel. Menurut IDF, Hizbullah menggunakan daerah Beaufort untuk mengarahkan aktivitas tempur dan melancarkan serangan ke arah Israel Utara. Militer Israel klaim bahwa jaringan terowongan di bawah punggung bukit tersebut mencakup tempat tinggal, penyimpanan senjata, rudal anti-tank, amunisi, peralatan medis, dan infrastruktur untuk tinggal dalam jangka waktu lama. Bukit Beaufort dan Kastil Beaufort memiliki bobot militer dan simbolis yang besar. Pasukan Israel merebut situs itu pada tahun 82 dan menguasainya hingga penarikan Israel dari Lebanon Selatan tahun 2000. Kita ke informasi lainnya. Presiden Prabowo Subianto menerima kunjungan Perdana Menteri Singapura Lawrence Wong di Istana Kepresidenan Jakarta. Ya, seperti inilah suasananya di mana Presiden Prabowo Subianto menyambut langsung pukul 11 siang di Istana Kepresidenan Jakarta kepada Perdana Menteri Singapura Lawrence Wong dengan sambutan kenegaraan. Keduanya kemudian menaiki podium mendengarkan lagu kebangsaan Singapura dan Indonesia. Lalu Presiden Prabowo dan Perdana Menteri Lawrence memperkenalkan delegasinya masing-masing. Pertemuan ini merupakan agenda tahunan Presiden dan Perdana Menteri Singapura untuk memperkuat hubungan bilateral kedua negara. Dalam kunjungan ini keduanya menandatangani